The opinions expressed here are exclusively those of CG Sense. No brand affiliations, free products, or affiliate marketing are associated with this video.
So for over a week straight, I put 2 sprays of Megamare on every day. 1 spray to the chest, 1 spray to the right wrist, and then I rubbed it onto the other wrist. Before I jump into the scented timeline and give you an idea of how this thing evolves and how it smells, I want you guys to know that I made a complete 180 on this fragrance. I sampled this a while back and reviewed it on my channel, and I said it's definitely not for me. It's kind of sterile, has kind of this fixative vibe in the dry down, kind of has Poseidon vibes. But now after actually having the bottle and revisiting it, I absolutely love this fragrance. I made a complete turnaround. And it wasn't like I revisited it and the second I smelled it, I loved it. I actually thought, oh man, I have to wear this for a whole week. But by the time the week was up, I wanted to just keep wearing this. Definitely love this fragrance. Describing the scent's gonna be hard because of how strong and long lasting this is and how much nose blindness developed over the 7 days of wearing it. So I'll try my best here. But on the opening, what I do get, yes, there is seaweed, but the seaweed is very subtle for me. The best way I could describe it is cucumber water, something that just is mineralic. Like it's not like I'm getting hit in the face with the blast of those seaweed treats that you see, like the seaweed crisps. It's not like that at all. Honestly, gives me just this almost mineralic, earthy cucumber water kind of feel. With that, I do get a light sweetness, but it's super light. If I had to say a way to describe it, I would say almost the water from a watermelon. Like it has a definite sweetness, but it's super watery and super like translucent. It's not like sweet, but it has this really nice dose of sweetness with the cucumber water. And with that, I do get the ocean air. Hard to describe other than if you ever drove up to the ocean and when you're on your way there and you start smelling that smell in the air, it has that with it. Super long way to describe that it has this really nice, sweet, kind of earthy, mineralic ocean air opening. Now this transitions slowly over the course of an hour, hour and a half. And I know at an hour and a half, it just quickly drops off. It's one of these things like the sweetness is just dialing back. That's how it's transitioning. That whole melon, watery sweetness I talked about, it's just dialing back over an hour and a half, and then at an hour and a half, it just quickly drops off. Once that sweetness drops off, that's about an hour and a half in, and this is how the scent carries for the rest of it, as far as I can tell. So for the next 12 hours, the sweetness is basically gone, and I'm left with that cucumber water, mineralic, ocean air vibe. Now I remember on day 1 feeling that the whole day, and smelling it the whole day, smelling it 12 hours later, but I got nose blind rapidly to this fragrance, and as I was becoming nose blind, what would happen is the scent would carry from an hour and a half to say 4 or 5 hours with that mineralic cucumber water smell, and then what would happen is I would basically not be able to smell the scent, but all I could smell was almost like a fixative chemical-like smell. Almost something that would remind me of latex gloves to some extent, this rubbery kind of component, and I wasn't a fan of smelling this on my wrist. And I'll say that this fragrance really isn't for wrist sniffers because of how strong it is, and the nose blindness, when it picks up, you start smelling like the ocean air and smelling fixative smell. That being said, I know like that's part of my nose blindness because my friends smelt it on me 6, 7, 8 hours in, and they all enjoyed it, said it smelled like the ocean. I also got a lot of compliments in this area of the scent. So I know like it's just natural. As you go nose blind, you smell things differently. And unfortunately with this one, I kept going more and more nose blind. Like at the end of the 7 days, it felt like I was wearing like a 2-hour scent. Like this wasn't lasting or whatever. I know it's powerful, but I just became nose blind to it really fast over the 7 days. That being said, I love the fragrance more and more each time I wore it. And it's not like I was just partial to the opening. I love the entire life of it, like the whole experience of wearing it. In the car, it was amazing spraying that one spray, spraying that other spray, getting hit with that sweet, mineralic ocean air. But then in the dry down, it just gave me such a classic, understated, raw, masculine vibe. I remember walking and feeling like such a boss. Like this was just so manly to wear. This is giving me like elevated Nautica Voyage vibes. Like they took my Nautica Voyage and they took everything juvenile about out of it and everything that is like efforted, like you're trying to smell good to other people. They took all that crap out of it, but left like the good fundamental part of it, like the ocean air. And it's just so beautiful, raw, and masculine. Now, when revisiting this fragrance, like I said, I did not like this in the past. It gave me Poseidon vibes. I thought it was weird. I just didn't like it. Revisiting it now, when I got the bottle in and I sprayed it on, I still did not like it. I remember thinking this is just too sterile. Like, there's no way. Like, this is like, I like citruses. I like fresh greens. This was like very sterile. The way I would describe a sterile scent, the only other ones I could think of are like Another 13 and Bay 19. Just something that's like subtle, like magazine paper or the smell of clay or the smell of rain. Like these very subtle scents. This one's like smell of ocean, but it's like there's nothing like jumping at you and saying this is a perfume. There's nothing bright about it. It's almost like kind of depressing, like too sterile. So I got that on day one and I just kept wearing it. And I warmed up to this fast, and it wasn't like a particular moment I could point to where I said, that's where I like the fragrance. But I do remember walking and just feeling like this was the most masculine fragrance I ever wore in my life. And it was just super clean and elegant and beautiful for what it was. And from then on, I just love this fragrance. If I were to categorize this scent, if you like this one, there's nothing like it out there, but I would say try Bay 19. That would be one of my top recommendations. Someone who's into something like this probably likes true niche, interesting smells, something different. Bay 19 hit me hard. It's like a Harry Potter fragrance. There's nothing like it. Because it has that smell of clay on the opening, and then as the dry down comes in, it has like concentrated rain. Like it literally smells like rain. It's one of the craziest fragrances I've tried. I also think if someone likes this, they might like Tom Ford Oud Mineral. Like I can't help but feel like they're kind of in that same gray, understated, masculine vibe sort of field. And if you're interested in like purchasing this and you go to a Sephora and you try on Oud Mineral and you like that one, I have a pretty high confidence that you'll like this one too. I know it's pretty hard to just find these and sample them, but if you like Oud Mineral, I think there's a much better chance you're going to like this one. I do think of this as a polarizing fragrance and not blind buy safe, but I also think of it as a fragrance that if you get a sample, you need to really commit to this one. I also think that the presentation, the bottle, seeing the juice, seeing the cap actually made me like this fragrance more. It just got me in the vibe of it more. So even with sampling, like I feel like you need to commit and you need to realize you might not be getting the full experience, and you need to wear it multiple times to really make a judgment call with this one. So the design of the cap on this fragrance oddly depicts the overall feel and vibe I got from wearing it and what I find so beautiful about wearing it. If you look at the cap, it just has this raw metal vibe. If you look at it and say that looks like masculine metal, it's clean, but it has a bit of an edge to it. That's what I get from it. Like I get this really clean, effortless, understated, masculine vibe. Something that's very subtle. It's almost like the beauty that I find in the color gray, the beauty I find in overcast days, and just that calm, clean personality. The other thing I'll say about this fragrance is it really captures the beauty of the rawness of the ocean. I love when a fragrance is able to transport me somewhere. Like I smell it off my wrist and it just brings me to another place. Like an example is Green Irish Tweed, how it'll bring you to like a grassy field. This does something similar to that, but it brings me to the openness of the ocean. And it gives me this really realistic take on the ocean. It's not like it's trying to be a mojito drink or a tropical sunset paradise. Instead, it's almost like you were to step out onto a boat and it's an overcast day and there's humidity mixing with the air and you get that ocean smell. Super realistic, capturing exactly what that is, and it becomes a very comforting and clean scent, and something that I just find very addictive over time.
Looking at the bottle here, I love the design. Like, I love the presentation, that the label is like a little leather strip. It's different. I have a question about the cap or the lid. Is it rusted? Or is it supposed to look like that? Like Dora, have you seen Dora the Explorer? Okay, so I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, then that's cool, because if you've lived close to the ocean, which I have, I lived in an island before, everything gets rusted like that. If it's exposed to the salt and the humidity and all of that comes with it, everything is rusted. Every metal gets rust because of the atmosphere. So that's interesting. I love that. Also, I just saw like the very top of the lid is like seashell, like a conch. Okay, like for real, like it's like pretty. It's like a seashell thing. All right, let's get into it. Definitely like a dark aquatic moment. Makes me think, and again, I'm not trying to put anything down. I'm just trying to give you like a super obscure example. Some people might get this. Depends on where you're from and what your life has been like. Have you ever gone to the beach? Not the United States beach, not the lake. I'm talking about the actual ocean beach. And then you put your you went in the water and everything. Then you put your swimsuit in a plastic bag. And after a minute, you go back because you're going to wash it and you open the bag. It kind of reminds me of that. So it's like the ocean smell, the salt, the algae and all of that mixed in with a certain must to it, the heat. Okay? This is definitely masculine. I don't think it's unisex at all. And I think this could be two different vibes. It's either boardwalk out in the town in a vacation island moment, or you could be Poseidon in a business meeting. It doesn't matter. It could be formal. Is what I'm trying to say. It could be formal or casual. I give it a 9. It's great. I love it. It makes me think of home.
Tell me how strong it is.
Oh, extremely strong. Like the other day, CG put it on before work. And when he came home, I was like, did you spray something before you walked home? Like, what? And he was like, no. And no, that's how it was. The whole day it was on like that. And you could smell the trail wherever he walked. It's really strong.
So overall, this fragrance is 100% for me. Absolutely love it. Definitely going to keep it. I actually love this one so much that I let go of my Beach Hut Man. This just reminded me like what it feels like to love a fragrance again. And I was like, I like Beach Hut Man. I respect it, but it never put me over the moon like this one did. Like this one, I felt excited to go to work so I could put on this fragrance again. Like when a fragrance sends me to that level, it's a keeper. And I forgot what that felt like because it's been a while since I found something of this caliber. And I will say I've tried more Orto Parisis. I just don't like the brand. I don't like a lot of the fragrances. I get a weird like, I don't know what he does in the base, but there is some synthetic there that I'm sensitive to. And on the dry down, they all kind of smell the same to me. I call them all black Afghano flankers. It's really weird. It's just this similar sweet musky smell. So I don't really like Nasamatos or Orto Parisis, but I do like this one. This is like the only one I found that I actually like after trying a lot of them. So yeah, subscribe for future content. Feel free to comment with y'all's opinions on Megamare, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.